It was rape. Hi, I'm Capri. Thank you so much for returning back and sitting in my corner with me. And welcome back to Capri's Corner, my podcast. And so, why did I say that? Because I watched Obsession probably like last week. Last week, I did. I watched Obsession, and now, just now, everyone on my threads is now talking about it. And all of your critiques, I do love. I appreciate, and y'all are saying the same things. But there are people, I don't know how, I don't know why, but that is what has been on my time. Like, there have been certain people on my timeline, and I'm not sure how I got there. I don't know what the algorithm is trying to tell me about myself, but I'm not that kind of person. So why would you even suggest a thread like that to me, where motherfuckers are saying that Bear is innocent? He's a rapist. Bear is a rapist, right? I am going to do a YouTube video where I discuss this in depth and more, but I just want to say right now, Bear is a rapist. He is not a goddamn hero. Ain't no victim. The fuck is victim-y about you choosing to go after a bitch that was very clear about the fact that it was never going to be you? That's just, I just need to get that off my chest and lay it the rest, but I'm going to lay it the rest in another YouTube video. But let's go ahead and jump into the show, right? And that is, so I'm starting a new segment for the show called The Love Corner, right? These are things throughout the week that like I've seen on social media, or things that may have happened to me throughout the week, or happened to people that I care about throughout the week that I love, that I genuinely like to see, that I want to see more of. Just things that like made me laugh, or, you know, brought good tears to my eyes, things of that nature. We got to have a little bit of love. Gotta have love, guys. All right, what did Bell Hooks say? She said, all about love. Men and women, go read the book. Because also I'm thinking about doing, like, not part of this podcast, but for just regular videos, maybe do videos about the books that I'm currently reading, or the books that I have read. So, yes, that's one of the books that I did read by Bell Hooks, and maybe we'll talk about it another time, but I do think all men and women, truthfully, all of you need to read feminist theories books. You just need to. We all need to. So then, women, you probably gonna like when I say this. So then we leave the perpetual victimhood alone, right? Because some of you are doing a good job. Some of you are doing a good job. Others, in due times, babe. In due times. That's why I'm telling you to read the books. And then maybe you can find some stuff and help you out here. Men, you need to read it so then you can just become actual humans. Yeah, because right now you guys are monsters. You're the thing that came out of the blue lagoon, not fully formed, right? Formed enough to be lustful demons, formed enough to be violent demons, right? But not formed enough. Not enough of you are formed enough to be emotionally mature partners, responsible, accountable adults, right? So like, you know what I mean? Maybe if y'all read that book, we could start somewhere. And I do think we can do that. And then also y'all say that Bell Hooks is a little bit of a pick-me. I read all about love, and like I could see why you could think that, but this is the only book that I read by her, so I really can't sit and say, like, do I think she's a pick me? No, I see what she's saying. I'm able to sift through the bullshit, just like when y'all be reading them those group tarot things, and y'all just think that everything they say is for you. When they're clearly saying the thing, you sift what resonates, you leave what don't. Y'all be taking everything. You see what I'm saying? I same thing with Bell Hooks. Some of the stuff, when all about love, pretty much everything she said was actually correct. If we did operate from a love-based system and actually knew what love was, and actually wanted to affirm people's soul through like the things that they want to do, and things that they want to accomplish by helping them do that and stuff like that through love, then yeah, a lot of the things that we have in this world would not be a thing, because we move with love. But again, what do I know? Just a girl sitting in her corner yapping for the free about feminist theory. Anyway, so what do I love this week? Auntie Karen Faye. If you don't know who she is, she's on TikTok. She's a white lady. Don't get me wrong. She's a white lady, right? But she be doing tarot cards. And I'm going to tell you right now, I believe in astrology. Let me be very clear. Let's get some things straight right here. I don't believe in no Christianity. I'm agnostic at best, atheist on my worst day when I'm feeling really irritated, right? Then I'm atheist. I don't believe none of that shit. Always believe in the ancestors, though. Always believe in them. When I say that, I'm not talking to them. Right? I'm not talking to them. I'm talking to the rest of y'all. I'm talking to y'all Catholics. I'm talking to the Jewish people. I'm talking to the Buddhists. That's when I say that. When I say I don't believe none of that shit, that's because I had a really bad day. Like My son left one of his Lego pieces out, and I stepped on it, and now my day ruined. Right, like I went to Dunkin' and I got my coffee, and they ruined it, and so now fuck everything. I don't believe in nothing. I don't believe in nothing. You just live and die. So that's like how dramatic I could be. But the point is, I still believe in astrology. I always believe in that because again, I'm somebody like some stuff that like you could touch it, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like you say you could touch this, right? I could touch astrology because it was in the sky. It was in the stars. It was written. It's factual. That's why. And also, it's just very interesting how like some stuff that the astrology girlies be saying, it all be lining up. Y'all be listening to them psychics. Why can't I listen to the tarot people? Okay. And I don't listen to all of them, especially white women. I'm not sorry. I don't listen to white women tarot readers. Most times when y'all pop on my screen, I get to scrolling immediately because that's colonization. Something about that just feel like my ancestors, even though there's 37%, and that's a wild number to be up in me, but there's 37% in my DNA of them people. The rest of me, every time I see one of them people on there and I listen for longer than 2 seconds, the ancestors grab by the back of my neck and say, "Move on," and I'll be like, "You right. I'm sorry. It's the 37%, and sometimes it just take over if you colonize me. I'm so sorry." But her tarots are not that. Her tarots are not that. Her tarots are like, she pull a card and she'll tell you like, she'll be like, "Hold on a second, I'm gonna pull a card. I'm not gonna pull a card. I'm finna pull a bill. It's not my bill because they sent somebody else's bill, but the point is you don't even know their name." So she pull a bill and she pull a card, and let's say it's like it got a picture on there. She'd be like, "Ooh, girl, you got a big daddy coming for you. You got a big daddy." She'll take whatever the picture of the card is and like she'll elaborate on it with just foolishness. But I love it. I love that type of positivity. I know it's not true. I know none of the shit that she's saying is true, but it brings me joy to hear her tell me I got a big dick nigga coming through. I do got a big man with a third leg finna come through. He finna buy me. I don't really like Fords, so that part don't resonate with me. When she said Ford, I was like, I don't fuck with Fords because Ford always gonna fuck up. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. I like me a Toyota because that's nothing. Y'all be talking about, I drive nothing but foreign, and then like exclude Toyota out of that. Toyota is a foreign. Nissan is a foreign. I'm riding around in a foreign every day. I'm that bitch, right? So like I personally would appreciate a Toyota. You know what I mean? Right? I would want a Ford, but that's what she be saying. She be telling you like, he finna come and he finna love on you, and he sees you and he sees your big booty and he just gonna rub on that big booty. He gonna give you booty massage. He gonna feed you all the time. And then she be having career ones where she be like, yeah, everyone in your job is gonna realize you that girl, and then they gonna stop fucking with you, and the bitch that you never liked, she gonna get fired because she was doing fuck shit and she finally got caught for the fuck shit. And then they gonna come to you and tell you get her money. Like the money that they was giving her, they gonna give it to you because you that bitch for real. And everybody just needs a little bit of happy delulu in their life. Everybody just needs a little bit of happiness. And I appreciate Auntie Karen Faye coming in and taking some of the seriousness off of the tarot readers, because some of the girls, I see some of y'all, right? Now, don't get me wrong, when I go through a bad breakup, somehow, some way, TikTok managed to put me back on the tarot reader side, and that's how I know I'm down bad. I said, oh, if the tarot girls done popped up on me, I'm real bad. I'm real bad. Some of them I like, though. When they say, like, you're a star, I'd be like, I know. But, like, I appreciate Auntie Karen. And I love a good time. Like, I can tell that she's not taking her content seriously. You could tell in the comment section, ain't nobody taking her tarot reading seriously. It's just a good time all around. And everybody need a nice little palate cleanse on timeline. You can't just look at rug videos all day. You can't just look at motherfuckers arguing on live all day. You can't just look at Dre Baby and Auntie Tia arguing all day. You can't just do that. I mean, you can, and then send me the video after you do it so I can laugh too. But like, I'm just saying, you need something else. You can't have all that negativity all the time. Sometimes you gotta have a little just lightness. Don't make no sense, right? So I love that. And then what else did I love this week? Now, this is real specific. You got to be on the internet like to know what I mean. But the person's name is Chef Boytes. I may be pronouncing that wrong, so I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Chef Boytes. Chef Boytes Kitchen. Now, his mama had, I don't know what year she was turning. I want to say maybe 50. But it was her birthday. And they all, showed out, and the mama walked through, and they recorded her walking through with her birthday outfit. And everybody on the internet was making fun of her. And like I said, I never did. I love the outfit. I saw the vision. I saw what she was trying to do. My only critique is that we got to get the underwear because it was like a see-through. If I remember, I'm gonna post it and it'll be somewhere on this here screen and you gonna see it. If I don't, you heard the name, Chef, SCHEFBOITYS Kitchen, and then type in mama and it will show up there right there for you. So you're welcome. Don't ever say I didn't do nothing for you, right? So the outfit itself though was like this like mesh thing, and the mesh was them people mesh, because like this just let you know how crazy racism is, right? Because like for the longest time, I don't know why I thought that mesh only came in that light ass color, like they skin tone. I had no idea. It wasn't until I want to say it was Danielle Brooks, her wedding dress, and I saw that like, oh no, mesh is supposed to, it can match your skin tone, because her wedding dress, it was mesh. Was it her wedding dress? I think it was Danielle Brooks' wedding dress or somebody else's, but I really want to say it was Danielle Brooks' wedding dress. Hers, the sleeve part was all mesh, and it looked like, it looked like her skin. It looked like, she was completely just in a strapless little thing and it was holding up them girls, but it was mesh. And that was my first time actually like seeing mesh match your skin tone. So like that's, when I say mesh, that's what I'm talking about. But the mesh was for these people, right? So it was light for her skin, and then it had these little like I would say like pearls. Like little pearls. It's supposed to be like a little sequiny thing, you know what I'm saying? And I liked it. I liked the vision. I just think that one, I would have liked to see it in a mesh that was her color. That's what I'm saying for next year. Next year, ma'am, I see your vision. We just need to get her the correct team to help execute it together. Because I like the outfit. Like I said, my only critique is the underwear. That truthfully, honestly, if she had just got mesh, like skin tone fleshed underwear, the white mesh that she had, it wouldn't have looked the way that it wouldn't have looked different, if that makes sense. Like how you can see the outline of her underwear and stuff like that. That's the only thing that I just didn't necessarily like. I was like, I wish that we could have got her like flesh tone underwear, so then it would have been a smooth transition. Because you could still have the mesh be that type of mesh, like the light mesh. I just think that like when the mesh matches the skin tone, baby, chef's kiss. So I really appreciated her outfit. And like I said, it was all the way down. It was like a whole jumpsuit, and it was mesh colored, and it had the little balls, little pearl balls all over the place, and like sequins and stuff. And then she had her hair in like a mohawk, but like a braided mohawk. And then it had like white, like her, like the texture of the hair was kind of like my texture, and it was like kind of white in the front and black, and like long, like a long, like mohawk in the back, but with this type texture type hair, and it was like black and white. And like I said, I seen the vision, and the boots were also that fur. I seen the vision. I liked it still. I like creativity. I don't like it when y'all just come and all y'all want to put on is a goddamn 20-inch bust down lace front, black, or make, you know what I mean, like the basic colors, and then y'all come with like a little like your regular typical birthday outfits. I like when people try to jump out the box, and that's what I saw when I saw her outfit. Somebody jumping out the box. Not being scared to be different. And I like that. That's the reason why I liked her outfit. And I don't appreciate y'all getting on the internet making fun of that lady. Because that's not nice. It's just not nice. And I think it's unnecessary. You don't gotta like somebody. I just feel like you don't gotta like something. You don't have to like the outfit. But clearly she did. So what does it give you to get on the internet and get in the comment section and be like, oh, I think it was ugly. Oh, I think somebody need to tell her about herself. Oh my God, I know they talked about her so bad afterward. And the thing is, if they did, they hating ass bitch just like you. That's that simple. I don't like the type of shit. Like if you gonna have it, like if you got an issue, like I'm saying, if you got an issue with something, you can help correct it. Right? Like if you, that's all I'm saying. If you see your friend and you see what they finna do for their birthday, right? And you see the vision, but you notice some things that might help it better than help them. That's what I'm saying. Instead of getting on here like getting on the internet and then just clowning to make fun of them. And I'm not talking about his mama in this situation. Like I said, I don't have an issue with her outfit. I like her outfit. Oh, my only critique is we need flesh tone underwear next time, ma'am. That's it. Flesh tone. And next time, see if you can find a mesh that is your skin tone. And baby, it's gonna eat. It's gonna eat so bad. Definitely. And like maybe some like skinny fur boot heels. Not flat ones, heels. Like a little kitten heel. Oh, that would be cute. But again, I'm just saying is that just lets me know what type of people y'all are. Y'all be some hating ass bitches. Y'all be the type person that see your friend in an outfit, your friend talk about what they want to do, and you see the vision and you feel like you could essentially help them instead of offering like advice. Like, oh, did you ever think that maybe like that? You know what I mean? Nice. Y'all not nice. Let's start there. That's y'all don't know how to be fucking nice. Right? But if you did that, then maybe you could be able to assist your friend, but instead you allowed your friend to like you let your friend look crazy or what you thought was crazy just so you could have some entertainment by talking shit about them. Y'all some hateful ass bitches and I don't like y'all. Yeah, I said it. What you gonna do? Exactly nothing. That was funny. It was cute. You got a little bump in your chest. That was so cute. Pipe down. Anyway, so what else did I love this week? The Doomsday trailer. I do have a video on it on my YouTube channel. You can go and watch it. That was like my initial reaction to it. I might do another one where like I got some other things, but I just want to highlight real fast, real fast. I was gonna put this in my irritated corner, but we just gonna add it in there because it flow. Much like Renaissance and Cowboy Carter, how it flow. This just flow right together, right? So that's not Steve. Did you hear me? That's not Steve. I'm never gonna sit here and pretend to you that I've read every motherfucking Marvel comic and I know X-Men, Fantastic Four, backwards, forward, sideways, diagonal, up the butt, root to the tutor. I ain't gonna sit here and tell you that. But what I am gonna tell you is I've read enough. I've read enough. And I have watched the movies. I know Steve. There's an aura that man exudes when he comes on screen. Right? That's why they got Chris Evans. So sorry, sir. I forgot your name for like 2 seconds. That's why they got Chris Evans. Because he got the aura to be Captain America. Whoever the fuck that is, they said, hey, Thor. Whoever the fuck that is, that ain't Steve. That's evil Steve. That's evil Kermit. You ain't. And y'all talking about, oh my God, Steve is back. That's Pet Cemetery Steve. Right? Something happened to the real Steve. Probably died of old age, living his best life in his timeline with Peggy, right? And then he died. And then somebody, I don't know, somehow, some way, I don't know, put him in Pet Cemetery and he came back. And it came back at the exact time that Doom and the incursions happened, right? And Doom upset because Tony fucked everything up. That's just a theory. Tony fucked everything up. And so then he came, and then that's when Steve came back because he rose for the Pet Cemetery right when all this stuff happened. And then that's how this gets here. Robert Downey, I'm sorry, not Robert Downey. Tony Stark is the reason why we're here. Tony Stark is the reason why, I promise you, I'm saying it now with my whole fucking chest. Don't you trust that Steve? He gonna fuck something up. He gonna fuck something up. I don't care he can hold that goddamn, hammer. But the point is now becoming a complaint. The point is I did love the trailer. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I did love the trailer because it's the first time that, like I said, the Marvels made me feel, excited again. And I'm not gonna tell y'all that I watched everything in all the phases. I know I watched Ant-Man Quantumania. I know I watched Spider-Man, the newer, not the one that's gonna come out, the last one that came out. I watched that one. I didn't watch Miss Marvel. I did forget to watch that one. I did watch The Marvels, which was good as fuck. Fuck anybody who thinks otherwise, right? What other one did I not watch? That Echo girl, I think she was deaf or something like that. I didn't watch that. I watched Moon Knight. I watched Thor: Love and Thunder. I watched Shang-Chi, and I like Shang-Chi, and I like the Eternals. Y'all over here trying to shit on the Eternals just because Kevin don't know what the fuck he want to do with their asses, because he over here throwing shit at the goddamn wall because he didn't want to go through the goddamn Kang storyline when all the fuck he had to do in the first goddamn place was just find another nigga. I didn't mean it like that, but find another black man, and then we could have just kept going. Honestly, you could have had them both. X-Men did it. X-Men had them right there. So they had Apocalypse, not Doom. But the point is, they still had a big bad, and they had Kang. So you could have done the same. The point is, I enjoyed the trailer for what it was. I do have my own reservations that I believe that I do discuss in my YouTube video about the trailer, so you can go take a look at that. But I still am happy that, like, kind of feels like Marvel is finding her footing again. But again, we gotta wait until December 18th, right? And then they did say, and I don't know if y'all know this, but they did say that I think like a month or so maybe in September or something like that. I think they're re-releasing Endgame because there's an alternate ending that I guess switches everything around to set it up for Doomsday. But this is turning into a critique, and it's supposed to be the love corner. Oh well. Point is, y'all are doing that and like setting yourselves up. I did forget my train of thought. The point is that like we're just gonna leave it at that because I did forget my train of thought because I realized I was about to critique them, and it's supposed to be the love corner. The point is, I love what you're doing so far, Marvel. Don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up, Kevin, because I promise you, I'm coming up there with a switch. And I mean a actual like switch off a tree. Nice try, right? That's what I'm gonna hit you with. Cause stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. All right. But those are the things that I did love this week. If you guys want to tell me things that you guys really love this week or stories that you really love this week, feel free. I am going to create an email for you guys to email me. You know what I mean? Like maybe if you want to email me topics that I might have missed that you would like to hear me discuss. If you do have, like I said, things you want to add to the love corner, things we want to celebrate. You know what I mean? You want to celebrate something, like you want to celebrate you got a new job, celebrate the birth of your baby, celebrate getting engaged. Point is, it's the love corner. We spread love in this corner. So that's what it's for. So I will make that and I will drop the email for that in the description bar below, right? So let's go ahead and continue on with the show. And this is my new segment, y'all, called Didn't Nobody Ask Me But, right? And so like what we're doing in this segment is basically like things I see on the internet, like y'all sharing your little horrible date stories, you know what I mean? Or you sharing some crazy shit that happened to you with your roommate. Your mama slept with your brother, and now you have a half brother that is also you. Now you have a half brother because your mama slept with your brother. Like, you see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Didn't nobody ask me. Y'all shared it, and didn't nobody ask me because didn't nobody tag Capri. Didn't nobody say, "Hey, Capri, speak on this." Capri seen it, and so that's why I say, didn't nobody ask Capri, but you didn't ask me, but I'm gonna go ahead and give you my 2 cents anyway. Now, granted, isn't that technically what a podcast is anyway? Yeah, but like I feel like people should have a segment like that because sometimes, like the way sometimes people speak on stuff, they speak on it like, you know, somebody asked them. I'm telling you right now, didn't nobody ask me, but I still am speaking like somebody asked me. That's all. I'm just trying to clarify. I'm trying to give y'all the correct intention of the segment. So you're welcome. Right? So let's hop into it. AB and Deen. And you know who AB is. Truthfully, I didn't know that he used to be a boxer. I think his name's like Adrien something. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. Let me look at my phone. Hold on. Let me so I can get his name correct. All I know about him is that he was on that podcast with that guy. Isn't that the same guy that be like, I can be what you want me to be? Isn't that same dude? Please let me know in the comments if I'm tripping and that's not the same man, because I swear that is. Or maybe I'm just getting them confused. But I don't think I am. I think that is the dude that be like, I can be what you want me to be. So I don't know how the fuck they even linked up, but all I know is that I've seen clips of their streams together, and honestly, for a long time it was trash because AB was always drunk as fuck, and that's why I said I was supposed to be looking up his goddamn name. Oh, what the fuck is his name? AB Twitch Deen, real name. No, what the fuck? Not AN. It's my nails sometimes. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, Adrien Broner. I was right. See, I know shit. Anyway, point is, every time I see Adrien and Deen on the thing, AB was drunk as fuck. Probably also high. I wouldn't put it past him. If it allegedly, let's just say that, right? But they was always looking crazy, and like that was a lot of the appeals to the stream because they just got to see him doing crazy stuff. Like, also, I know that he has an allegation going on right now, allegedly, of him of sexual battery because one of them girls that he was in the house with while during the stream. And again, I'm not gonna tell you that the girl wrong because a problem. This is my opinion. Ain't rooted to no facts. Ain't rooted to nobody saying what if it is true or not. Point is, me personally, I believe the girl. Why? Because I seen the way the man was acting on the streams. He was drunk, belligerent, getting in girls' faces, getting mad because they didn't want to kiss him, because they didn't want to hug him, because they didn't want to be around him. And So somebody came forward and said you were being weird and aggressive. And then in the same girl that the clip that they showed, I don't know if that's the same girl, but the clip that they showed was him throwing water on her. And then him telling her, like, you're not sucking dick. Or you're not fucking. So, like, there's that. But the point is, I really was really commenting on the fact that, like, AB has now turned over a new leaf ever since Tia Kemp got in his ass. And this is why I tell y'all, we need to bring back shame. Right? Shame on the right shit. Y'all be trying to shame people for stupid shit. You trying to shame somebody because you don't like their outfit. Shut the fuck up, you trick ass bitch. You need to be shaming motherfuckers like the way that Tia shamed AB. You too fucking old to be on fucking stream acting like this. You acting like you 16 when you 60. Shut up. You need to be showing these kids something and not showing these kids the same bullshit that every other motherfucking streamer, sans a few of them, does. Right? And ever since she got in his ass, he woke the fuck up. Right now, all y'all trying to, like, a lot of y'all be on the fucking comment section trying to act like, oh my god, I can talk about him. I can't believe he just switched everything around. He switched everything around because when the right motherfucker get in your ass, light bulb, woo-woo, you be like, oh my god, I'm fucking up. Yeah. So grateful that he's realizing that. And the newer clips I've seen, he's training. I seen Krishan there too, and I think that's a good thing. Like, I see Krishan. I truly don't pay attention to everything that Krishan got going on, and she's moving in a more positive direction lately. It seems as though, because she's boxing. And I think she got him. And that's, yeah, I like that for her. I like that for her. I hope she's not homophobic no more. But I know she was on that whole, like, Sky Daddy, love him. That song that she made. I know that. So, like, I'm just wondering, is the psychosis still there? Okay. Y'all let me know. Point is, that's what I see AB and Deen doing, right? But I see Deen struggling, right? Like, AB getting up and nobody got to wake him up, tell him what time he got to get up to do this training and stuff like that. And I seen a couple different clips. One, Krishan was finna get in Deen's ass, and I would pay to see that. I pay to see that. She said, put on the gloves. She said, it's so conscious to put on the gloves. I said, yeah, Deen, put on the gloves. You heard her. Put on the gloves. Go ahead, put on the gloves. Yeah. But he didn't put on the glove, bitch. Point is, so, like, but in one of the clips that I see, AB was telling him, like, get the fuck up. I don't give a fuck what you did last night. I don't give a fuck how many times you did train and did this, that, and the third. You still got to get up in the morning and do this shit again. Because guess what? Hey, you got to hustle. You want it, you gotta keep working for it. That's all he was telling him. And, like, I'm not going to say that I would say this is an issue just with his generation. Because, truthfully, I'm a millennial. Y'all got the same problem in my generation, too. Not as many of y'all, but definitely outliers. Too many, in my opinion. Point is, y'all don't like nobody telling y'all nothing. Because, hell, even my ex-husband, that was one of the reasons why our marriage didn't work out anyway. Because a prime example is what AB said. Deen told him, why didn't you wake me up? I got a story right now. So, like, I told y'all, I'm in the process of getting divorced. So, the nigga I'm married to, a mess, girl, just a mess. A mess. So, like, but when we staying in the apartment that we staying in, right? My daddy, he has, like, a carpet cleaning business he do on the side, right? And he had told Robert, he had said, oh, I help you, like, I'll teach you how to do this, so then you can go to, like, different nursing homes, things of that nature, and then offer the services, and then, like, I guess pay him, like, a little fee on the back end because he's the one that taught him how to do it. Like, point is, he was teaching him how to do carpet cleaning business, right? And one day my dad said he had a job. So he said, I'm going to be at the house at 8 o'clock because where we stayed at, my dad also had, like, a little storage, a little property right there where we stayed at. So he was like, I'm going to be up there on the property that we stayed at. He's like, I'm going to be up there probably like 8 o'clock. And one thing about my dad ain't military man. All right? Navy. If that man say he going to be there at 8, you should have been ready by 7:45. Because I promise you at 7:55, he going to walk through that motherfucking door. And that's exactly what happened. Now, he told Robert the day before, I'm going to be up there at 8. Now, at this point, me and Robert been together for some years. And him and my daddy know each other, right? And I already told Robert everything about my daddy. So I was like, you already know. Because anytime I had something to do with my daddy when he needed me to help him with something, and he said, hey, you need to be up here. You need to be here at this time. I was always on time, by time. Because he didn't play the games. He'll leave you, not playing. Straight up leave you and not give 2 fucks, right? So I told him, I was like, you gonna have to get up. Because he said he gonna be here at, I think he said like 9. Truthfully, I think he said like 9. But I said, if he gonna be here at 9, you need to be ready by 8:30, no less. Truthfully. Like, have yourself already, have already smoked, already ate, already ready to go, that sort of stuff by 8:30. I'm telling you. He said, okay. Now, granted, I'm an early bird. I've always been an early riser, right? So I get up, and we had kids at this point. So like, I'm also up because my daughter up. So I get up way before he's supposed to get up. I'm showered, dressed, got the baby dressed, got the baby fed. I'm chilling, right? My daddy roll in. And what time I tell you? 8:30, 8:45, because he start getting his stuff ready. He don't go in that. Robert's still in that room. I didn't say nothing because I know better. I wasn't gonna say nothing. I knew what time it was. My daddy would look, because I knew he was looking at that door without looking at that door. Like every time he came back in the grass stuff, he looked at that door without looking at that door. Like did a quick, you see what I'm saying? And then time rolled around, 9 o'clock. He said he was leaving at 9. 9 o'clock rolled around, he gone. 9 oh, matter of fact, literally at 9 o'clock, he at the edge of the parking lot, making a left. So I go out and I'm outside in the back patio chilling with the baby. Then guess who the fuck wake up? That nigga. He wake up. Then he come talking about, oh, why he left me? Why he just come wake me up? Now at this point, this is when the dickmatation that was in my eyes, the dick crust that had me dickmatized. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That had been wedged out. It was wedged out in one eye. Because I still had a solid about another year to go, because I hadn't got pregnant with our son yet. So it was half out. That was when my left eye spit out all the dick gust. Ugh, the dick crust. It went. I went, oh my God, I can see. Oh my God, what is that? A fuck nigga. Ah! You know what I'm saying? So like, I was looking at him and he was just going off. He's like, oh my God, why he wake me? Why he say no? Why he say no? Why he say no? Why? What kind of father-in-law is that? And I'm looking like, why somebody gotta wake you up and he telling you about some money? You was gonna get like a solid 120 of helping him that day, and you couldn't put on your alarm. And then he looking at me, why didn't you wake me up? I got shit to do. I got a baby to take care of. Fuck, I'm gonna look out waking up your ass. Now my job, that, and when I went to go do that, I did attempt to do that because I am his wife, or was his wife, or I am his wife, technically, whatever. I went to go do that. I walked to the room and my daddy said, don't move. Sit your ass down. I said, I'm just going in the room to get something. So he said, no, you're not. He said, no, you're not. Because all her shit out here. I said, I left my blanket in the room. He said, there's 3 blankets right up there. Sit your ass down. I know exactly what you're going to go do. And you not finna go wake that man up either. Because I'm not, you not his mama. He how old? Exactly. Same thing when it comes to A, B, and D. You how old, motherfucker? Like, that's what I'm saying, is that people don't like to hear critiques. Because like when my daddy told that to Robert got an attitude. Right? He got upset talking about, oh, he trying to son me. He trying this, that, and the third. And what did Deen do? The second that AAB had called him and told him you need to learn how to be accountable, you need to move, you need to be more mature and stuff like that. Suddenly he's like, oh, you can't help me out, so I guess I'll stop helping you out with the streams. Fuck nigga, what are we talking about? That ain't even 1 plus 1 don't equal 7. Fuck is you on? He just said, get your ass up. I'm out here hustling. You want to do better, get the fuck up. Program your motherfucking phone. How you got this thing in your motherfucking hand 24/7 and you can't put a goddamn alarm on that bitch? I'm gonna tell you right now, if AB keep moving up, like keep staying sober and moving better and things of that nature, he already got I think he has a good Twitch following, because I don't really watch everybody on Twitch. Just I don't really watch Twitch at all outside of the clips that like I see on social media or whatever. So I believe that he obviously has a good following because everybody talk about him. So like if he keep doing that, he gonna keep going better. And then Deen, you not gonna be anything that you wanted to be. I don't know, baby. But that'd be my issue with immature, unaccountable ass niggas, right? Like they see, or then he get jealous because he was jealous that like AB was working with other people and not fully on him and whatnot. And I was just like, listen. I don't know what AB and D got going on, and I ain't gonna say that they got something going on. All I know is that I see this little duo is gonna be a solo soon. If Deen don't get on board and start like acting better, AB just gonna naturally distance himself from him. Not saying that they're gonna argue, but he gonna naturally distance himself from him. Because If I'm moving better and you still staying back here and then you getting mad at me because I'm not moving better, bitch, stay there. Stay back there. Stay there. I don't want you near me. Go on. Get back. To the back. Now. All light skins to the back. Immediately. Okay. So, also, that's what else. Didn't nobody ask me, but let's talk about Davin. Now, if you don't know who Davin is one of my mutuals, and I love her bad. She has insightful takes. She does hot takes, but she's also full of whimsy, right? She makes snack plates. She shows us her outfits. She, like I said, she makes hot takes. She shows us like her living her whimsical life with free will. She has the cute little like plates and the whimsy cups, and all of the things about Davin is just positive and light, right? Davin is plus size, and she is a cis black woman. She is plus size, right? And we already know how the internet treats fat people. They treat fat people like we should not exist. And if a fat person is confident and existing in their body without without you being able to view their insecurity publicly, it becomes a problem. So as I said, Davin does snack plates, right? And she's been doing them since I have followed her, and that's been years. I've been following Davin for years, right? And so she's always done this type of content, right? It's nothing new. Everybody does it. But for whatever reason, a video of Davin making, and I quote, 2 grilled cheeses with homemade bread. And they were like small, like this, about that big. Like the bread itself was kind of thick, but like the sandwiches about that big, right? 2 of those. Then she made a little small cup, like small little petri dishes kind of thing, of some gummy worms. Then she got some like 3 chocolate covered strawberries and a loaf of bread with some butter on it. Because again, the girl hadn't ate all day. And again, I'm not judging nobody what the fuck they put on a goddamn snack plate. It's a snack plate. I don't care, right? The internet took off with it, and it was black women. Because I seen the comments. I seen the comments that she showed in her video. I seen the comments that were in the video. And they were making fun of her, talking about that, oh, how is that a snack? And you're eating 2 grilled cheeses. I just want us to be, us black women to move better and be healthier. Like a lot of, again, just fat phobic ass comments. And people don't know this about Davin, but Davin came forward on her TikTok and told people this, that she has an ED. And so watching people dogpile on her, which, like she says, happens all the time, but that specific video had extra vitriol, extra dogpiling, and it triggered her. So she told everyone that I'm going to set a boundary for myself, and I'm going to take a break right now because I feel myself being triggered and I don't like it. And I don't have an issue with that. What I have an issue with is the fact that y'all bullied her so bad that she's off the internet. I don't get to see the wonderful snack plates that she makes. I don't get to hear her takes because y'all bullying bitch asses. And I don't like that. And didn't nobody ask me, but I'm finna get in y'all's ass today because I'm genuinely tired of it. Because skinny motherfuckers get on this app all the goddamn time and eat fucking candy-coated Chipotle bowls. They eat 5 fucking Five Guys burgers stacked high with a thing of pickles. And y'all don't say nothing because they got a small waist or because they got a BBL, so it don't look that bad. Y'all don't say nothing to them. Mind you, it's an extra layer of, like, it's misogynoir too, because she's black. Because granted, if it's a fat white girl doing that, y'all would still do the same thing to her. But again, she's white, so there would still be people saying, you do you, babe. I love you. Love your confidence. Love all the things, which is still veiled fat phobia when y'all say that sort of shit. Talk about it another time. The point is that other creators that don't look like Davin make mukbang videos all the time. Mukbang videos are literally why some people are able to not work a 9 to 5 because all they do all day is eat food. And I don't see y'all nearly ask them skinny motherfuckers, what's your the caloric intake look like? What your A1C look like? What your liver proteins look like? I'm just saying medical words. I don't know all that shit. But the point is, what does your shit look like? Y'all equate skinniness with healthiness, and anybody with a straight motherfucker, anybody that got a lick of common sense could tell you, any doctor could tell you that like weight does not determine whether or not you're healthy. Because me, according to the BMI, I'm obese. Now, I used to be skinnier, and like I said, I'm still fat. Don't get me wrong. I'm never gonna sit here and tell y'all that I'm not fat, because all right then. I'm like a bird on the wings. I don't know where I'm going. I do know where I'm going, to richness. Anyway, the point is, I'm a person that exists in a fat body, a smaller fat body, a more socially acceptable fat body, but I still exist in a fat body nonetheless, which meant that I used to exist in a bigger fat body, right? I used to be almost 300 pounds, right? And when you exist in a bigger body, you're not rewarded, you're ignored, you're demonized. It's a problem, right? That's what I'm saying. But like, according to that thing, when I was at that weight, according to all of y'all, I must have been unhealthy, right? And mind you, I was 300 some odd pounds, and the only thing that was wrong with me, the only thing was I was slightly pre-diabetic, and that means literally I was a point over. Crazy how now the more weight that I have lost, the higher me being pre-diabetic is, right? Which contradicts to what y'all seem to think. Y'all seem to think that when you lose weight, that means suddenly your body be like, oh my God, we're healthy, we can function normally, and that's not the case. Being insulin resistant doesn't have a certain weight code that you got to meet in order for you to be insulin resistant, right? I'm also very tired of the fact that, like I said, when a fat person does anything, I've watched y'all be mean to Davin in the comment section, and Davin eats a salad. I've watched y'all be mean to other big content creators like Samira, and all they've done is just exist. Y'all just don't like fat people at all. And then when they're confident, when they are proud of themselves, when they are loud about loving themselves out loud and telling other people who look like them to love themselves out loud too, y'all hate it. Because what y'all are really saying is that I hate myself. And the fact that I hate myself, it pisses me off that you don't hate yourself. And so every time Davin logs onto the screen and y'all see her being Davin, which is just awesomeness and amazingness and a light, it pisses y'all off. You don't like it, and so then you feign, well, I just care about your health. No, you fucking don't. No, you fucking don't. You don't care about that girl's health. You're just assuming that because she's the size that she is, that must mean that her health is bad. Mind you, I know a girl. No disrespect, Anastasia. Love you, girl. Love you real bad. Skinny as, I don't know what. Skinny as a goddamn pencil. But I remember we did and this is when I was at my biggest, right? We did a Zumba class. Remember when Zumba was real popular? This was years ago, but like when Zumba was real popular, and you got it on the Xbox 360 and that little camera thing that you had, and it could like track your movements and shit. I remember we was doing that shit, right? And when I tell you, like I said, Anastasia's skinny as a twig, beautiful, but skinty, right? We did 5 minutes. She had to sit down because she was that out of breath. She's like, couldn't do it. But mind you, now I'm not saying that I wasn't out of breath, but I lasted a solid 15 minutes, right? But because of my weight, you would assume that she would be able to do the workout exercise and not really break no sweat, but I would be done within the first 5 minutes because I'm big and I don't know nothing. That's what I'm tired of. And I'm tired of y'all projecting y'all shit onto fat people and onto fat bodies when all people are asking is for you to leave them the fuck alone. And then y'all are saying things like, oh, she doesn't have a fucking eating disorder because she's fat. You can still have an eating disorder and be fat. Eating disorder doesn't mean that you just don't eat. You dumb fucks. An eating disorder means that you have a disorder with your relationship with food, whether that be you not eating enough of it or you all over the place with it. Either eating way too much or you eat not enough, right? Or you overeat and you binge eat. Eating disorder is not just bulimia and anorexia. It's not. And y'all's ignorance is the reason why I hate these conversations. And it's the reason why I'm irritated that Davin is off the internet taking a break because other black women are bullying her. And that's the part that's extra sickening. And we can talk about it another time. And again, and I'm going to say this, I'm going to flying fuck. Black women, y'all really do have to work on y'all conservatism, and y'all got to work on your fat phobia. You got to work on your transphobia. You got to work on your homophobia, because lately y'all are acting like them women. I'm an outlier in this, but I do think that the way that these last few years, I'm always gonna say black people and the black community in general has always resided on the side of conservative. En masse, right? Now more of us are moving away from that, but I do think in these last few years, especially with the rise of that orange fuckface, there's been an eager push to get Black women to fall down the alt-right pipeline via soft life, via my feminine era, my feminine energy. And it's led y'all right back to fat phobia, homophobia, transphobia, misogynoir, pick-meism. And that's exactly what we're doing with Davin. It's exactly what y'all do with anyone that y'all don't think fits the mold of conventionally attractive, right? And I'm just tired of seeing it. And I hope I see what Jasmine's Garden was doing, where she was finding y'all's evil comments, and then she was finding y'all on the internet and then posting y'all. Keep going, Jasmine. Keep going. Keep going. That's all I'm gonna say. Keep going, cause y'all. That's my thing. I don't respond to bullying with be better. I respond with bullying is I'm gonna bully you right back, bitch. No. That's my thing. Y'all be talking about like y'all be like Michelle Obama, let's go high. No. That's for Michelle Obama to go high. She can go high. I'm never gonna tell Michelle Obama what to do. Right? Me? I'm gonna go low. Yeah, you're right. I'm certainly you stab me, I'm gonna stab you 7 times. I didn't say I was healed. I didn't say that. I didn't say I have all the answers. What I'm saying is that it's wrong. And if I catch it, I'm a bully you bitch ass. That's exactly what's gonna happen. If I catch it, I'm a bully. You get stay the fuck up off Devin. And when she get back on this here internet and she chooses to come back, you watch what you say to her. You watch how you fucking talk. I don't want to have this conversation again, because if I have to have the conversation again, I'm going to get my belt, I'm going to get the extension cord, and I'm going to get the switch. And I mean the switch out there on the tree branch. And we go take it right on back to 1842, and I'm going to get you like your grandparents used to get your grandparents. Your grandparents used to beat your grandparents when they were kids. That's exactly what's going to happen. Try me. Test my gangster if you want to. Okay, so what else are we talking about? And didn't nobody ask me, but we're talking about Ekane and Chris. This is the last one I'm gonna do. There's another one, but that was really not that interesting. Ekane and Chris. I know that Ekane and Kaylee G, they was arguing with each other, and I think it's wild to be two women whose parenting. Okay, listen, I do like Ekane more than I like Kaylee G. I do. Now, are both of them not the best parents? Absolutely, babes. Absolutely. But I've been rocking with Ekane longer. I don't follow Ekane no more because I did unfollow her when she made the comment about the light skinned women. About dark skin, she made the comment about dark skinned women. And listen, when you a light skinned woman, you already treading lightly with me because colorism. Y'all be the first one to call somebody a dirty, dark bitch, but then be like, I just suffered so badly from colorism. They don't like me because I'm light. And I can say this because I have a light, bright mom. I also had to get her together and let her know, ma'am, you are a benefactor of colorism. It benefits you, right? It has never harmed you. The kiddies back in the day calling you, half whitey, or flashlight, or light bright, you see what I'm saying, or light bug, you see what I'm saying? Those that was mean, but that's not colorism. That's not colorism. That's not colorism. That is bullying, right? So when she made that comments, I was done with her. I stopped following her or whatever, and I really truthfully tuned out of her content. Only recently have I seen anything, and that's because someone started talking about her and Kaylee G, and that's when I seen that her and Kaylee G was into it. And like I said, both of y'all. It's wild. It's wild when one terrible parent telling the other terrible parent, you're a terrible parent. Both of y'all should just stick to your respective corners of terribleness and never, because you see how y'all both in the same corner because it's the terrible corner, right? You see what I'm saying? That's wild. But I also think it is wild that Kaylee G said that she was a fan of fuck your Ekane, and then now all of a sudden I don't even really understand why they beefing with each other. But now all of a sudden you talk about she a terrible mother. Is it because the views were down? Say what you want. It's because the views were down. Because, the internet turned on Kaylee G a little bit harder than they've ever turned on Ekane. Because, y'all talk shit about Ekane, but be right back there every time she go live. Ekane was our first. She was our first toxic mother of TikTok. Right? And so, right now, I just honestly, truthfully with Ekane, and also, I don't know. I kind of handle Ekane with a little bit of kid gloves simply because I told y'all at one time my life used to be a mixture of Ekane and the Yappets. I had a bisexual husband who wanted to have, well, we both agreed to the open marriage, right? But like we had that, and then also he was abusive, right? And so the things that I see Ekane do, I also see as, I do think Ekane does have, there might be something going on with her mentally. And I do hope that she goes and gets the help that she needs, right? But also I'm still always gonna have smoke for Chris. And that's my issue with y'all when y'all talk about Ekane and them. Like I'm never gonna say that like Ekane hasn't, like, that the situation that Ekane is in with Chris affects her parenting drastically, which affects her being able to parent the way that I believe that she would probably like to parent, right? But to me, Chris is the issue. And I think what a lot of people aren't seeing with this situation is it just looks like somebody who has really given up. And that's what I meant, because I talked about it on one of my videos in my TikTok about how like my marriage also was abusive and stuff like that. And at the end of it, I said that I had resigned myself to die. And I remember watching Ekane's videos of her saying shit like that. Like all of this was just evidence for whenever he did do what she thinks is gonna end up happening to her. So then there's evidence and stuff like that. And so like that's what it is. I feel like when I look at Ekane is just giving up and has accepted her situation, accepted that like that she's not getting out of the situation. And so what happens when you stay in a very toxic, unhealthy situation is going to wane on you. And it's going to wane on you mentally and it's going to wane on you physically. And I already think that there were other mental potential issues there beforehand based off the things that Ekane has told us about her life, right? And I just think it's sad. And that's why I just think it's really sad. And I really want help for Ekane, but I just don't know what that help looks like. And I know that also Ekane has to want it for herself, but it's just sad. It's really sad all around. Like I don't fuck with Ekane's content because as a parent, I don't fuck with having your kids in that type of situation. But also as somebody who was in that situation, I see both sides. And so that's why I say that like Chris got y'all. When he made that TikTok and he started doing all the other stuff and things of that nature, I knew that eventually the internet was going to turn on her and turn it into like, well, she does this to Chris. And that's exactly what y'all turned it into. I will not be convinced otherwise. Also, Chris and Sydney Yappet, there go my ex-husband right there. Mixed into one. That's all I'm saying. So I've seen the signs before. And maybe this is just my spotty Spencer tingling. And again, maybe this is just a girl sitting in her corner talking her shit for free. So again, I could be 100% wrong here. But as I said, Chris to me is the real problem. And I don't know. I want the situation rectified with him not being in the picture and Ekane taking them kids and being someplace where she can actually heal and grow. I just don't know what that looks like, but it just makes me sad. So that's why I said, didn't nobody ask me, but that's my 2 cents on it. Kaylee G, shut the fuck up, because you ain't got no room to talk about nobody's parenting. And look at what you got going on. Weird ass. That's why I said it'd be really weird. Just like when Akbar be saying shit about other motherfuckers, I'd be like, bitch, where are the rest of your kids at? Truthfully, where they at? You got the custody of one. Exactly. So like that's all I'll be saying when bitches get to arguing about like yelling at a bitch about some shit that she doing, but you doing the same shit the bitch is doing. So both of you not shit. You see how that works? Ooh, look at that. Okay. That's it. That's all. Thank you so much for sitting for the segment of Didn't Nobody Ask Me, but I'll be right back. What are my top stories for the week? My top stories for the week, Taylor Farms and how we will not be buying anything from them. I do need to remind myself, so I'm reminding myself right now to put the list of brands that are not Taylor Farms, that are still acceptable to eat, and they're not owned by Taylor Farms, because apparently Taylor Farms has a monopoly, y'all. y'all think that, like, which we already know, majority of things have a monopoly on them. But the point is, just because it don't say Taylor Farms doesn't mean that you still are not consuming Taylor Farms. So there was a TikTok that I found and a few threads that talked about it as well. So either I will post a link to the TikTok and post a link to the thread for y'all to look at that as well. But also you can also just type in on Google, like, and ask Google brands that are not owned by Taylor Farms, TikTok and stuff like that, because people have already done it. But why is Taylor Farms one of my topics this week? Because we're boycotting them, because our government is lying to us. We already knew this, right? This is not a shocking thing that our government is lying to us, because it's America, right? Alrighty. So the point is, Cyclospora, or Cyclone, what I could call it, she's been moving her body all through the United States, right? A lot of people, over 1,000 people, have gotten Cyclospora disease, or it's just diarrhea. Now, I say that it's just diarrhea. That's still bad, right? Because, as you know, if you constantly are shitting, what fluids are you retaining, right? And so the more you shit, the less fluids you're retaining, which makes you dehydrated, and then your kidneys dry up, and then you dry up permanently, right? You become a husk. You'll die. So like that, no one's died, but everyone's had severe diarrhea from the lettuce that is in Taylor Farms. Now, let's be clear. Taylor Farms is on an active campaign to, one, slander Taco Bell. I got you, Taco Bell, because I don't like how they're doing you. Right. They're slandering Taco Bell, and they're trying to gaslight us like they didn't pay off the fucking government to lie and say that they didn't start the damn cyclone outbreak. What do I mean by that? Okay, cool. So at the top of July, we get the first news of the cyclone outbreak, right? Everybody like, okay. Then more people start getting it. Like the middle of July, more motherfuckers start getting it. Like within the weeks, toward the middle of July, more motherfuckers start getting it. So then more motherfuckers is talking about this shit, right? So then everybody like, where the fuck is coming from? What do you mean? What do you mean? The CDC talking about it's in the lettuce, and in the lettuce. What do you mean? What lettuce? Where's the lettuce? Where do we go? No one knew what. No, nothing, right? No one knew nothing. So then again, I think like another week goes by. Then I see on Threads, someone's having a conversation on Instagram because they screenshotted it, and they're like, it's Taylor Farms. That's where it came from, that people started saying that it was Taylor Farms, because that specific picture, I remember that picture took off like wildfire, because after I seen that picture, everybody named mama was like, it was Taylor Farms, right? So what happened? The person who was talking about it, they said they was at like some sort of family event, right? And they had the Taylor Farms salad kit. Only 2 people at their family event ate the Taylor Farms salad kit shit. They were the only 2 people to get the cyclone, right? That's how everyone started putting 2 and 2 together. Then I guess other people started testing the theory, and everybody kept getting cyclone every time they ate something from Taylor Farms. Now, I think Taylor Farms also provides lettuce, pico de gallo, vegetables, and stuff like that to Taco Bell. Taco Bell peeped that goddamn picture, or peeped the conversation that was happening, and they announced that they were removing lettuce, all pico, all that sort of stuff off of their stuff. They stopped because they was like, I don't know who got what, right? Taylor Farms didn't say nothing, right? And so then everybody was like, good on you, Taco Bell, good on you. Then it comes out that, like, in fact, Taylor Farms is responsible for the cyclone outbreak, right? Because one of their factories or companies or whatever the fuck it was traced back that that's where the cyclone was coming from. The CDC announced that it was coming from Taylor Farms. Taylor Farms, their production company, they had the cyclone outbreak. Taylor Farms, now I have to, allegedly, right, walk their ass up there because they realized everybody was yelling at them, because they've been trying to pretend like it wasn't them for the longest time, right? So everybody started yelling at them. So they walked their ass up there to Donnie's office, and didn't really walk their ass up there. They called on the phone and said, allegedly, Donnie, how much money do you need, big dog, for you to say that it wasn't us? And Donnie said, I don't know what he said. Y'all want me to get in trouble even more than I probably already am with this? All right. So he said a number, allegedly, and they said, okay. Allegedly, I just sent it. And Donnie said, allegedly, I just told the CDC that they tell everybody that they was wrong about Taylor Farms being responsible for the cyclone outbreak. And Taylor Farms allegedly said, good looking. And now, you know how you notice that every fucking new article talking about Cyclone has Taco Bell at the top? Taco Bell Cyclone outbreak. Taco Bell didn't do shit. It's not Taco Bell. They're blaming Taco Bell to take the heat off of Taylor Farms. But we will not be confused. We will not be Catholic. You will not buy Taylor Farms. You will find out what other brands are not owned by Taylor Farms, and you will buy those. Taylor Farms must go. It must go the way of Target. And I don't mean get Jay-Z to come and promote them and convince everyone that that they never had Cyclone in the first place. He would do it for the right price. Oh, okay. So like I said, you're not. Because this is unsafe. This is too much. On top of the fact, one brand, I can't remember the brand. You need to Google it because I can't remember. It's a brand that they said that has recalled garlic powder. Not all the garlic powder, just one specific brand. Chill out. And that ginger ale thing, because I seen y'all saying that on Threads. That ginger ale thing, that was last year. Chill out. So I'm talking about spreading misinformation. Y'all let it run like wildfire. You can't joke about every motherfucking thing. Y'all gotta chill out. We gotta be serious because it's misinformation. All right. But the point is, this is unsafe. Because how many fucking we done had this is not even Taylor Farms' first time having some shit linked to them. They've also been a part of E. coli, not Ebola, not Ebola, but E. coli, and I think a Listeria one too, allegedly. Google, right? They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. And honestly, had the people not done the research, Taylor Farms would have said not shit. And this is all because y'all decided to put the orange fuckface back in office. And then he put the dumb fuck RFK in the CDC. And then both of them dumb bitches said, hey, why do we need to track bacteria in foods? It's natural selection. And now I can't have my fucking strawberries. I can't have no motherfucking cherries. Y'all took cherries from me. Bitch, I like romaine lettuce. I like spring mix. I can't have a strawberry almond salad. Because y'all are racist pieces of shit. I said it. What are you going to do? Am I wrong? How am I wrong? You voted for the orange fuckface who said multiple times he's going to fuck this country every different way this Sunday with a giant spiked dildo. No lube, right? You voted for him twice. And then you're shocked that now, every 60 seconds, we have a new outbreak on some food because the people that y'all voted in, I didn't do it. I just live here. The people that y'all voted in cut funding. So now we're not watching for certain diseases. So now if your kid makes it to age 6, it's a miracle. Congratulations, we're back in 1865. All because you don't want black people, indigenous people, Native American, Latino people, Asian people. You don't want them to have shit. You want them to suffer, so you shoot your motherfucking nose off. You had 5 kids, 4, only 2 were made it to fucking adulthood. Now, because the food is that fucking unsafe, but hey, you feel proud because you're picking yourself up by your bootstraps. Stupid bitches. That's all I got for y'all. And I'm not buying nothing from Taylor Farms. CEO Taylor Farms, fuck you, you dirty bitch. The CFO, fuck you, you dirty bitch. Everybody on the board, fuck you, dirty bitch asses. Because y'all know exactly what you're doing. Allegedly. You are allegedly creating a smear campaign against Taco Bell to try to take the heat off of your ass because you're the reason why we have the cyclone outbreak. Right. Guess who would never? Aldi. Wait, does Aldi sell Taylor Farm stuff? I don't think they do. But does any of Aldi's brands or any of Aldi's stuff come from like Taylor Farms? You know what I mean? Like under a different name? I don't know. We need to Google that. That's why I said I'm gonna drop that in the low. But like, point is, this shit is ridiculous, and it's only gonna get worse, guys. Like, it's only gonna get worse. Like, y'all keep talking about when it happens. When it happens, we're extra fucked. Because the motherfuckers that he put in office now is only going to get stupider. They're only going to get dumber. They're not going to get smarter, and they're just going to get meaner, right? They're going to say, they're going to get to the point where they're going to say, yeah, actually, we're not recommending any vaccines anymore. If you want to get your kid a vaccine, you do that on your own, but we're not recommending shit. Right? Or if they just take away vaccines altogether and then again stop regulating the dairy industry and start giving y'all raw milk and saying you figure out how to make it unraw. Like I'm y'all did this. And that's how terrible this shit is about to be. Where like, yeah, I do see y'all are gonna have to start growing your own shit because being to trust these goddamn companies, it's gonna be a risk soon. I'm not saying it's gonna be a risk within these next year or so, but hell, it could be. But the point is that like the food is bad now, y'all. And if this is the start, it's only gonna get worse. On top of the fact, food becomes more unaffordable anyway. So on top of the fact, I gotta take out a bank loan to buy groceries every week for food that could kill me. Yeah, this is again on Trump supporters. This is on Magna. This is on the conservatives. This is on everybody who voted. That's where the onus goes to. Y'all, this is what your vote cost you. Now look, your cousin in the bathroom for the last 6 days, shitting their brains out. They lost 72 pounds. And then y'all dumbasses are coming here talking about, oh my God, I'm gonna lose weight if I'm on the cyclone. As somebody who's had a stomach bug before, not cyclone, but as somebody who's had a stomach bug before, I promise you, shitting the weight off is the most unfun way to lose weight. You're raw down there. That's how much shitting you're going to be doing. You're raw. It's going to hurt to wipe. Is that what you want? Sure, you could fit into that nice dress, but now your booty hole is red and sore. Sitting on the toilet to pee is annoying because you have to your booty cheeks open a little bit to sit on the toilet, and that just type of irritation. Like you feel like you want to dig in your butt because it's itchy and raw at the same time because that's how bad it is. Also, the constant straining, hemorrhoids. So no, I want you to think about things when you say stuff. Okay? 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 Because no, if you want to lose 10 pounds real fast, smoke a cigarette like a regular adult, right? Like that's hey, it works. I didn't say it was healthy, but again, it's getting a diarrhea disease to lose weight healthy. So clearly you're not worried about your health here. All right? So I'm just giving you options. You're welcome. What else are we talking about though? Because that's really all I have to say about the Taylor Farms things. Is that like this is just going to get worse, and don't let them convince you that it was Taco Bell that started this. It was Taylor Farms, and they've been actively allegedly paying people off to make it seem like it's Taco Bell, and it wasn't really them. And then they've turned off their comment section on all their social media platforms. So that tells you all you need to know right there. Okay. Now let's talk about Nolan Wells. Let's talk about Nolan Wells and Nancy Grace of it all, right? So if you don't know who Nolan Wells is, I'm not going to say you've been living under a rock, but babes, you really need to start paying attention to the news more. I know the news is bad. I know it's scary. You don't like listening to it. But sometimes when we have a modern version of Emmett Till, and lightly modern version, because like, well, actually, we don't even know the circumstances of how this situation came to be. So like I said, the modern day version of Emmett Till. All right, so we have Nolan Wells, an 18-year-old man. On July 4th, he goes with his friends to Horn Island in Mississippi. That's where they are from, Mississippi, right? He goes with Warren Hudson, Trayston Shepard, and several others, right? There was a man by the name, or a young man by the name of Javon Williams, who is friends with Nolan. He was supposed to be on the same boat. With Nolan. But the boat itself that Nolan was on with the other people was too full. So Javon took another boat, right? So they went out to Horn Island. They was all having a good time, drink. I really don't know. The point is they was having a good time, right? So then around 3 o'clock, between 3 o'clock and 4:30, the boat that Nolan arrived on with his friends left without Nolan. Right now, according to those boys, they left him behind because he was going to catch a ride back with somebody else. They left him behind, but they did not inform the police that he was missing until 11 p.m. Right. They left at between 3 and 4:30. They didn't report him missing, and by meaning report him missing, meaning tell his parents. and then call the Coast Guard until 11 p.m. Mind you, when they left him, because they said that he was staying there because he was talking to somebody, right? Mind you, when they left him, why did they have his keys and why did they have his phone? Right? So on July 5th is when they make the report, because it's at 11 p.m. on July 4th. So essentially, it's not till July 5th that they get out there to start, doing the search. It took a minute to figure out whose jurisdiction was what or whatever, because Horn Island is from what I read, it's like a part of Mississippi, but it's not a part of Mississippi. You still got to get like jurisdiction of who's going to deal with it and not. So they had to figure out the jurisdiction of that. They figured it out and they started searching for him. Right now, they didn't find him until July 5th. No. Yeah, July 6th. I apologize. I had to get my notes correct together. July 6th. That's when they find Nolan's body. Right? So then everybody's asking questions. How this happened? What happened? Da 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 da. Right? So July 7th, State Mississippi does an autopsy. Now again, Mississippi moved fast. And I haven't heard this about Mississippi before. I typically heard this more about Jackson, Mississippi, but like I've also just heard this about Mississippi in general. So y'all let me know for real. But they say in Mississippi, if you do a crime that involves unaliving, depending on like who it was, what it is, if you move the right way, you go ahead and get your ass get away with it. Because that's just what I've heard. I ain't gonna tell you this true about the whole state, but I specifically heard that kind of thing about like Jackson, Mississippi, or I've just heard about certain parts of Mississippi that if they don't want to solve a murder, ain't no murder gonna get solved. Right? That's what I'm trying to allude to, right? But also it's Mississippi. All right, exactly. So Mississippi move fast and loose. They say we can do an autopsy. Everybody like, whoa, wait a minute, wait a minute. What do you mean we can do an autopsy? Don't nobody like how they do the autopsy. They come back and say, oh, he just drowned. Mama, daddy, and everybody with the liquor brain cells said, that's bullshit, that's bullshit, that's bullshit, that's bullshit, that's total bullshit. So then, Colin Kaepernick, his parents are outraged by the fact they said that their son drowned because they're like, my son know how to swim. That's not what happened. Nice try. So then Colin Kaepernick, via I forgot the name of the organization. I think it's the Know Your Rights organization that Colin Kaepernick started. Via that organization, Colin Kaepernick comes in and arranges or brings Nolan's parents and Ben Crump together to make the dream team, right? And also with Colin's organization, Know Your Rights, he pays for independent autopsy. So we can figure that out, right? And this is, like I said, July 7th, they do the autopsy of Nolan. Mississippi does it. July 8th is when Colin Kaepernick arranges for Ben Crump to be introduced to Nolan's parents, and he pays for the autopsy. July 9th is when Cap pays for the second autopsy and the forensic studies. July 10th is when the second autopsy is done and Dr. Roger Mitchell gets Nolan. Now, the autopsy was just released within these last few days, and it's stating that he could not keep undetermined is what they found because the body was missing organs. The body was missing very vital things that would tell us what happened. The things that the body was missing was his throat, lungs, windpipe, and like the structures of his throat. So I think they mean like this stuff like right here, I think is what they're trying to say. But the point is that stuff is missing. Why would that stuff be missing if nothing happened, if he drowned? Why would his throat be missing? Why would his lungs be missing if he drowned? Because if he drowned, you would be able to find that in his lungs. There's like, my qualifications to tell you this are Law and Order SVU and CSI. And honorable mention to NCIS. Back when I actually enjoyed true crime stuff. So like when you drown, there's like chemicals. There's stuff that get inside your lungs to let them know if the water got inside your lungs. And if your lungs filled up with water, and that's how you died. So if it was an accidental drowning, then why didn't we give him his lungs? Why is his windpipe missing? Because it sounds like what my theory is, and this is based on. We'll keep going before I get to my theory. We'll keep going. Point is, that was missing. So the autopsy was rendered inconclusive, undetermined, because we need these certain things. right? So around between after July 10th when the autopsy was done, but we just got the report for the autopsy with these last couple of days. Point is, so after that, between like July 15th and like maybe July 21st, everybody's talking about it. Everyone's talking about it. It's getting more sensationalized. I guess somebody, I don't know who, either Nancy picked it up herself or somebody told Nancy, but then enter the goddamn troll, the blonde troll herself, Nancy Grace. Now, Nancy Grace has gotten a hold of this, which means that she will not let up. That is correct. That means we gonna find out what happened to Nolan, because you got a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman on Fox News screaming, saying, you can bet your bottom dollar, buddy, about what's gonna happen, or about what happened to Nolan. All right. And I've seen a lot of y'all's takes on threads. I've seen y'all jump for joy at the fact that Nancy Grace is I've seen y'all jump for joy at the fact that Nancy is involved in this case. And while I'll say this, I'm somebody that don't think that like everything is black and white. I don't. I think I think nuances exist. I think multiple truths can exist. I think the same way in the Emotions movie with the blue people, Joy, and all them people happy. What the fuck is that movie? Joy? I don't remember. Point is, that movie. Y'all remember that movie when Joy and Sadness, and I think it was the first one, when she realized that memories can be, it don't just have to be green. It can be green and blue, because there was happiness and sadness inside of the memory, inside of the core memory, right? There's also anger, because multiple different things can happen in a memory where things intersect. That's how I feel about Nancy Grace being a talking piece for Nolan right now. I don't like Nancy Grace. I don't like her at all. She is a troll. She is somebody that when she has a theory in her head, she runs with that theory. On top of the fact that when she was a DA, not a DA, when she worked for the prosecution, she played fast and loose with the truth all the time. And so it's real interesting that after she got reprimanded twice by her state Supreme Court for her playing fast and loose and knowingly lying, presenting lies as evidence, that tells to tell you all you know right there about Nancy Grace. Nancy Grace, when she thinks something, that's what it is. It don't matter how much evidence is presented that it's not, because there have been a few times when she was at the height of her career that she blamed and accused people, and it turns out it wasn't. I can remember this one man that she would not shut the fuck up about, and if y'all remember who he's put in the comments, she wouldn't shut the fuck about this man. Turns out she said he was so guilty. Turns out he was so innocent. Not a lick any way that man could have done it. And instead of her getting on her show and apologizing, she just said, I didn't do that. I didn't do that at all. Right? Same thing. There was also a mother who I think there's a Law and Order SVU episode based off of this shit. Allegedly, because Law and Order says that nothing that we do is taken from real life persons or events. Okay, so it was an episode where his mother's baby went missing, and I remember it too. I remember it now. A mother's baby went missing, and then this news lady, which was supposed to be like Nancy Grace, wouldn't shut the fuck up and tried to convince everybody that it was the mother who actually had done something to the child, this, that, and the third. And so then the tables turned on the mother, and everybody was looking at the mother like, yeah, what did you do? What did you do? What did you do? And then the mother ended up killing herself, I believe. And so, again, there's nothing that ever pointed that mother to the disappearance of her child. The police could never find anything that said that she did it, that was actual evidence. It was just Nancy and her speculations. And did Nancy apologize? No. So I don't like Nancy for the fact that she's not objective. She's not unbiased. She has confirmation bias. When she got what she wanted in her head, everything else has to agree with that solution. And the way that she called for the Central Park 5 to be murdered, the way that she called for their guiltiness, even when after presented with the fact that they weren't guilty, still did not apologize. She was right up there with that orange fuckface talking about them boys need to be strange fruit. Okay? So that is why I do not like Nancy Grace, and I will never like Nancy Grace. But I also understand that that's a goddamn mouthpiece. And I also understand that when Black people are murdered, don't nobody give a fuck. And that a lot of times, in order for our murders to be taken seriously, we got to raise hell. Look at how much hell we had to raise for Breonna Taylor. Look at how much hell we had to raise for Sandra Bland, Mike Brown, Alton Sterling, Philando Castile, Trayvon Martin. Like, you know what I mean? We've had to like raise the alarms, raise the banners to get awareness brought to these situations. So when you have someone as polarizing as Nancy Grace, it does bring attention in, I think maybe not, I don't say good, but brings attention in a necessary way. That's what I mean. Mississippi can't keep, like, if this had just stayed in Mississippi, Nolan's death would have been wrapped under, we didn't have social media, would have been wrapped under the rug. No one ever would have known about it. And we probably would have known nothing about it for probably like 20, 30 years till like somebody randomly shared a newspaper clipping and talked about it and how it was always weird and then eventually becomes a thing. But like, Nolan's death and tragedy could be swept under the rug, and it was going to be swept under the rug, right? And I'm not saying that we didn't know about it beforehand. I'm saying is that now that we were already yelling about it, and somehow we yelled enough that it got onto Nancy's desk, right? Now she's intrigued. She's going to yell loud enough that it gets the white people that are obsessed with true crime to give a fuck, who then make Facebook pages about Nolan and what happened and this, that, and the third, who then keep calling Mississippi, officials and coroners and sheriffs of what happened to that young man, Because Mississippi is actively trying to cover this up because apparently, allegedly, the boy's parents are also like connected, right? Well-to-do. Mississippi trying to cover this up. And the louder Nancy is, the worse chance they have of covering it up. They had a terrible time of covering this up with the fact that Ben Crump and Colin Kaepernick got involved and on board with this, but you're going to have an extra hard time of making everybody forget. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of times when these cases happen, we remember it, we talk about it, but once like Ben Crump and other people get involved, it kind of falls to the wayside and we don't hear anything about it until like there's actual like a resolution or whatever. Nancy not going to let this go. Nancy she going to keep talking about this. She'll keep talking about it. She's not going to let it go. The same way that she never let any of them other stories go. And everybody was like, girl, you're all right. She's like, no, I'm not. We got to let the truth be known. Same thing with Nolan. She already hollering and hooping now. Has she spread some misinformation? Yeah, she did lie and say that he was found fully clothed. He was not found fully clothed. Like I said, she just played fast and loose with the truth. Whatever sounds good for the narrative that she's trying to spin, that's why she's an entertainer, not a journalist. A journalist is not trying to spin a story to fit their narrative. A journalist is just telling a story with the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's it. That's not what Nancy's doing. Nancy is attempting to reignite a flame for herself. Granted, you have that podcast, and I think it was doing relatively well. But that's what she's here for. She's here for ratings. She's not here because she cares about Black people. She's not here because she cares about what happened to that little boy. She cared because it looks good as a white woman for me to be defending this Black child that was murdered. So then no one can say I'm racist because look at what I did. I helped Nolan's murderers get found justice. That's why she's there. So that's why I said it's a catch-22. She not shit. She ain't never gonna be shit. But we could use her not shit ass to keep our foot on Mississippi next. To keep the white folks and everybody aware. Because she never gonna shut the fuck up. She gonna be like a goddamn tornado sound. Nolan. She not gonna shut up. And all of us should do the same. None of us should shut up about Nolan. Because on top of the fact that after they did the autopsy and things of that nature, I remember I told you that the boys had, when they left Nolan, they had his keys and they had his phone. Why is it that when they returned the phone to his mother, the data was wiped and the messages were wiped? So you mean to tell me that Nolan just decided to wipe his data, wipe his messages? For why? Exactly, because he didn't. He didn't do that. Somebody did it for him. Someone did it to cover something up. Right? On top of the fact that, like, there was a young lady, they didn't name her name. She said that she was talking to Nolan, she was with Nolan while he was out and stuff like that. And like there are things from her testimony that match the fact that them boys is lying and something happened. I want justice for Nolan because that's why I said that this feels just like a modern day Emmett Till, because something in my spirit tell me that this is why I said this allegedly. There's no facts. I have nothing to support this. This is just my opinion, rooted in nothing. Right? I think that it was over a girl. Right? Or everybody got drunk. But I think at the core of it, it might have been a girl. Or at the core of it, people were drinking and them boys got into a fight. And I think that either one person attacked Nolan, or it was multiple people, or like it was just an altercation gone wrong. And I don't even think it was an altercation gone wrong, because why the fuck his throat missing? Why the fuck his windpipe missing? Did you crush it? That's what I'm saying. Is that it? That's why I said it feels like something more nefarious than what's let known. And I know it's something more nefarious. I have a feeling that they beat him up. I don't know why. I'm assuming that it's over a girl just because y'all were partying, and I'm sure there were other girls present and stuff like that. That just seems like the logical assumption of why a fight might start. Hell, they could have just started fighting over anything. I don't know, but I do think that them boys, I think it got racist. I think it did get racial too. And I think that them boys jumped him. And they beat him up, and they beat him up. And I think that, like, because everybody was drunk and under the influence, it went too far. Like a fight that maybe it should have never happened, period. They should have never been fighting. But I'm just saying that, like, maybe a fight that wouldn't have gotten as far, went that far because alcohol and things were involved. Does it excuse it? No. Because whether or not what them boys did had racist undertones, it became racist the way in which it was handled. Y'all's families tried to cover it up because it was just another black boy murdered, and we could just cover that right on up. Don't nobody care about that. We got to protect these boys. Like I said, that's why I don't like Nancy. I don't like her at all, and she could go straight to hell. But her talking about this case, it keeps it in the media cycle, and that's the only thing that I'm concerned about, is keeping it in the media cycle to keep it going. But also, I really want her to shut up too. That's my honest opinion. Like, yeah, I said what I said, but also I am irritated that she's even talking about it, because I said I don't like Nancy. She's not a good person. She's a troll, and so that's what we should just call it as. She's a goddamn troll. But again, what do I know? I'm just a girl sitting in her corner telling y'all my opinions on pop culture topics that are happening all around us every week. So I'm done with that one. Let's do, I'll give you one more and then we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. I'll be right back. So let's talk about Jay-Z and the Target situation. I told y'all once, I told y'all before, Jay-Z is not y'all savior, and I'm not, we can quit pretending otherwise, because all I saw with that little concert that he did was a man wrestling with his conscience. His conscience was telling him, whispering in his ear, you a sellout, you a sellout, you a sellout, you a sellout. You sold out the black community for gambling. You sold out the black community for Target. You sold out the black community for money. And now you feeling guilty. That's why he bring Beyonce on stage, because he feel guilty. So he like, if y'all see Beyonce, y'all won't yell at me too bad. Y'all like me. Y'all remember that, like, I'm cool. I'm Mr. Cool Guy. I'm Mr. Beyonce. Right? That's all that little freestyle was. Right now, if you don't know, I can't remember exactly what venue it was held at. But the point is, he was having like a little anniversary tour for one of his albums, or anniversary concert. People went to it. And then in there, he responded to people yelling at him over the fact that he's partnering with Target to release one of his albums for the 30-year like anniversary. And everybody was like, you a fucking sellout, fucking Uncle Ruckus. They didn't say that, I did. But like, they say you selling out. And so he was up there and he started doing a freestyle. And like the freestyle, like I said, was a conversation that he was really supposed to have backstage after the concert was over, after he already had a few, and Blue Ivy and the kids and everybody else done gone to sleep, Beyonce somewhere being Beyonce and being great, and he alone with his thoughts. And that's when he was supposed to have that little conversation, that little freestyle. That was him and his conscience battling it out. That was him and his ego. That was him and conscience battling it out. His conscience saying, "You not shit," and he said, "I am. You not shit because all of y'all still shop with Amazon. You're the oppressed, having no choice but to shop with the oppressor, but me, the person who could actually make changes and has the millions of dollars to actually shake things up. I'm willingly choosing to side with the oppressor and the colonizers and the capitalizers. But it's your fault because you order shit from Amazon delivery." You okay, Jay-Z? I know you can go get a therapist, right? You can go get you one of them. You can talk to them about the fact that you sell out. But you don't got to get up here over here on stage. Everybody was just trying to enjoy your music, right? Like everybody, we've already come to the terms with the fact that you sell out. And like when you literally said, I forgot what was it. Was it like millionaire or something like that, or billionaire was a slur? I told us all you need to know right there. And why? I'll tell you why. Because a lot of Gen Xers, and honestly a lot of the people in the Black community, a lot of y'all have adopted Black capitalism as a way to fix the oppression that you are currently living in. And that's by design. Thank you, Nixon. Right? Like after the Civil Rights Movement, things were wonky, right? Things were very fucking wonky. And Black people were more radical, right? And so in order to get y'all to let the radicalness go, they got you to accept capitalism and convinced you that if you own a business, if you just become an entrepreneur, that's your way to freedom. That's how you get the American dream. Capitalism. Go exploit somebody else to make your dreams come true, and then forget all about this racism shit because you got money now, and that's all that America really cares about is money. But we do care about race too, because like your money isn't as good as like their money, but we'll still take it. I'm gonna clean it first though with bleach, because right, like that's what happened. And like I said, around that time, look at when Jay-Z was born. He was born right smack dab, right when it was happening. So it makes sense that like he thinks this way, that he thinks that as long as he's in the rooms with the big ballers, that means that he's saving and he's helping the Black community. But if you are actively making the choices with the big ballers to fuck over the community that you come from, you are not my hero. You are the villain. Right? You are not Captain America. You, in fact, are Thanos. I'm not going to call you Apocalypse because I'd be giving you too much credit. But Thanos, maybe Kang. No, not Kang. Thanos. Honestly, Green Goblin. Okay. But I'm just saying is that he's the villain. He's the villain. He is not every single time. Like, he literally was going to build a casino. The only reason why he didn't get that motherfucking casino is because it was a terrible deal. I think the people just didn't like the deal. But like, he didn't get the casino, but he was trying to convince y'all that putting gambling addiction in your communities was a good thing because at least you would be employed at the place that's causing your addiction. Right? Like, that's what I'm saying. There's an active rise in people's gambling addiction. They're trying to make that the new vice. Y'all not drinking like y'all used to, right? Because one, I get hot. I sweat. Liquor make me hot. And I don't like being hot. Two, I don't like that taste is nasty. Unless it's them cocktail drinks, I like a cocktail. I don't like that straight stuff. Don't get me wrong. I like tequila straight. I like tequila straight. No, I'll do that because that one don't taste as bad. I can do her, but like the rest of them, no. Point is, y'all not drinking like that. A lot of y'all smoking more now. Like the vices that they used to be able to make money off of y'all ain't making money the same way they used to make no more. So that's why they introduced gambling. That's why that's why all of a sudden gambling, you could only used to be able to gamble on the water. Now all of a sudden they pass all these laws, gambling places popping up all over the place because that's going to be the new addiction. That's going to be the new way for y'all to lose y'all goddamn money. The same motherfucker who talking about, oh, I'm going to teach you literacy, as if you could teach yourself out of financial ruin, poorness, you know what I'm saying, being low class. You cannot budget your way out of that. But like every single time he gives y'all these little crumbs that are just condescending as fuck, y'all eat it up and be like, oh my God, he's a hero. He's not a hero. He is the destruction. He is the omen, right? And he knows this. And he doesn't, and like I said, he don't like that fact. Like, that's why I said that goddamn freestyle, that wasn't for us. That was for him. That was him trying to convince himself that he is not the bad guy here, right? And that's all he does is deflect. But he is the bad guy. Because choosing to partner with Target after Target, literally, no one asked them to. Big dumbass, aka big dumbass Donnie, BDD, right? When he announced anti-DEI, Target went full Hitler and said, yeah, you're right. All black people get your shit and leave. And then when black people said, fine, yeah, okay, we're going to get our shit and we're going to get our money and we're going to leave. Then they said, oh, wait a minute. No, please wait. No, wait. Come back. I was just playing. But then they won't actually apologize for what they said. They won't admit any wrong and they won't reinstate their DEI program, right? They were losing money hand over fist. Terribly. They were in the red. Is it the red? Yeah, they were in the red. You don't want to be in the red. You want to be in the black. They were in the red for a lot of fucking quarters, right? And then I said it. I called it like a solid year and some change before this shit started happening because they did it with Sly shit. Like, I can't remember his name, but he's on TikTok and I think he used to do, no, that was Starbucks. My bad. But I also call it with Starbucks too, and I was correct because Starbucks did try to soft reband by having certain influencers do shit with that too. But I did say that you was gonna start seeing random bot accounts start talking about Target, random influencers talking about how great Target is, and literally within this last year, that's exactly what the fuck happened. Then you have Jamal Bryant coming forward talking about, oh, well, actually, we're done with the boycott now because allegedly they paid you a certain amount of money. So that's the reason why you feel the need to, acquiesce to Target, right? And that still didn't work. So then they went to Jay-Z because that's who they go to when they want the okay from the black community. And they said, hey, can you help us? And he said, yeah, for a price. I won't tell you what that price is because I don't know what that price is. But there was a price that was paid. Allegedly. Right? And Jay-Z, watch what y'all say. Same way that Beyonce got a burner account that she on right now, looking at everything that we say about her, so do Jay-Z. He may not look at it every day, but he know about it. He know. He heard what y'all said. That's why he was upset. That's why he made that freestyle. Because while he was rapping, he was looking down the audience and he was like, oh my God, they all think I'm a sellout, don't they? Because I keep talking about Target. And then he started telling y'all that he is in fact not okay with the fact that he's a sellout. It make his heart sad. And if it make your heart sad, Jay, then stop it. You done made enough money. Nigga. You done made enough goddamn money. You can use some of that money to do something else, right? Instead of always siding with fuckery. Every time you have a chance to move in the opposite direction, your ass move with the fuck shit. And that's why everybody gets sick of you. So, be grateful. Be grateful at the fact that Beyonce chooses to stay married to your ass. Because she's the only reason why we haven't fully stamped you with the loser. You see what I'm saying? And I know some of you are thinking, well, if you're going to critique Jay-Z, why don't you critique Beyonce? Because I know how to stay on topic, bitch. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about Jay-Z. We ain't talking about that lady. I ain't finna drag her into her husband's shit. Now, she was on that stage, but that's what she do. We know that. She support her. Point is, I'm talking about Jay-Z. And his fuck shit. And how he don't care. And how, if there was a way to sell all of you up the river for him to make a solid $1 trillion to become the first black man trillionaire, you would be on the boat. You'd be in chains, being shipped off to wherever. Because he cares about money. That's his idea of success. That's his idea of sticking it to the man, is becoming the white man. You're still a black man. You're just a white man in money. So therefore, you get treated like a white man a little bit. Then there are some rumors that are like, you know, his name wasn't mentioned in the Epstein files, and this is why. That's a conspiracy theory that's rooted in absolutely nothing. If y'all choose to believe that, that's your choice. Me personally, I think it's just because they've already established him as a sellout for the black community. So the cash cow for the selling out of the black community. So why would they not go to him whenever they need him to convince black people to stop? Because ever since then, I've seen a little, not as much. I have to do deliveries, so I don't have a choice when I have to go inside of a Target. Okay, it's not me buying the shit; it's somebody else. Okay, but I have seen not as many black people coming back into the stores, but I have seen on social media more black people talking about how great Target is. And I've been looking at some of the accounts. Some of the accounts clear as day a bot. Some of them are actual humans, and I'm like, Target's going to continue this campaign. They're going to get somebody else. They're going to get somebody else because it's slowly working. Jamal Bryant was the first stone, right? He got some of the older generation to come back, right? Jay-Z was the next stone. Well, the small little influence and little swag bags Target was giving out, that was the next stone, right? That got the white liberals who like only were siding with us because like they wanted to appear like they were good people, but the fatigue of being an ally hit them, so they went right on back. That was the next wave. The little bit of black influencers that you saw trying to promote Target, they only got like about 5 black people to go back because of them. And then you enter Jay-Z. And I'm not saying the majority of the black community are gonna come back, but you're gonna see more. You're gonna see more of them come back. They're not stupid. And then they're gonna do either 1 to 2 more campaigns with somebody else. I can't decide who is gonna be that they're gonna do this, that they're gonna do it with. But either 1 to 2 more campaigns with somebody famous. They can't do Beyonce because it's gonna be too on the nose, and I don't think Beyonce would do it in general because she see the way that y'all yelling at Jay. Not that she would give a fuck at y'all yelling at her, but we got Act 3 to release. She don't have time. So it won't be her, but it will be somebody else that is a high figure within the black community, and they're going to use their capital to try to get y'all to go back into Target. And if they're successful, y'all will be back in Target either by the end of next year or by the end of this year, if they're good at their job, if they're good at marketing. But that's why I tell y'all, hold the fucking line, because they're going to get real savvy. You see how it's been. Motherfuckers suddenly going in Target because I just gotta get Jay-Z's album. Since when? Since the fuck when? Exactly. That's all I'm gonna say. Jay-Z, you try to convince us all you want. Sean, you convince us all you want that you're not a sellout. But from where I'm standing, I see a whole lot of shucking and jabbing. Where I'm standing, I see a whole lot of yes, sir. Yes, sir, boss. Yes, sir. You need me to go up there, Target, and get convince them folks to come on back, Target, and that boss. I got that for you, boss. I got that for you right there, boss man. You such a good boss man. Thank you so much, boss man, for giving me all this much money, boss man. Thank you. Listen here, black people. You go back Target right now. Fucking Steven ass. Like, that's what it feel like, bro. You don't want to be a sellout, don't be a sellout. But don't get on fucking stage when we asking you to perform the goddamn song while we still are side-eyeing you for being a fucking sellout to yell at us because we gotta suffer under the oppression of capitalism too. Same thing with motherfucking Kiki. Same thing with Kiki Palmer. That you guys are trying to be more morally ethical. Bitch, now you only saying this because you get yelled at for interviewing Oprah, and for why? She done written about 18 different books. What else do we need to ask her? That's why. Suddenly now she's talking about it. Suddenly, like I said, when they reach a certain level of fame, when they've hit a certain corner of who they cool with, a certain tier of people, that's when they start getting weird. And they start aligning themselves one of 2 ways. Either stay cool, stay down, or they align themselves with the fuck shit. And you trying to figure out what the fuck going on. And that's the way that Jay-Z and Kiki both moving, because it's just wild to me that is rich people's response. That's wild to me. That's rich people's response. Like, oh, you're doing something crazy. Yeah, well, you have to eat. You have to buy from Shein. That's not ethical. Yeah, I wonder why I have to. I wonder why I have to, because the powers that be that you're supporting, yeah, me, like, you see what I'm saying? It's rich motherfuckers. It's the oppressors. yelling at the pores like, you have to do this because this is the way that we've set it up. So therefore, you're just as bad. No, that's not how that works. That's not how we're gonna play that. That's not how we're gonna play it at all. Y'all are still the ones in the wrong. Yeah, I may have to order stuff off of Amazon. I may have to buy things from Fashion Nova and Shein. But again, that was a coordinated effort by whose hands? It's the same hands that are up both of y'all's asses and making y'all talk. But again, what do I know? I'm just a girl sitting in her corner, telling you my opinion on things for the free. His name happens to be Capri. Let's go to my irritated corner, shall we? Oh, this is my irritated corner. And I know what you're thinking. Bitch, you've been irritated the whole show. You yelled at everything. These are things that just really grinded my fucking gears. Okay? Specifically, big nigga burger in Argentina. That's the reason why y'all bitch asses lost the World Cup. Let me verify real fast that y'all lost the World Cup so I could call y'all bitches again. Did Argentina win the World Cup? Wait, is it still going on? Who win? Oh. No, they won. Who won? Hold on. Who won the World Cup in 2026? Is it still going on? Oh, it's still going on. Fuck. Okay. Well, that's why you lost to Spain, you dirty bitches. They have a thing called Big Nigga Burger. I'm not playing. Y'all thought I'm lying. It's called Big Nigga Burger. They have it. And it's literally burgers that are black, but they call it Big Nigga Burger. And I knew that Argentina was racist. One, because I read in a book somewhere that Nazis went back there. I can't tell you the name of the book. It was a long time ago. And it just stuck with me. I was like, why would Argentina want Nazis? Right. Also, the fact that like Argentina has made it its life's mission to literally breed out the black. I believe they've gotten rid of like the African people that live there by either breeding them out or kicking them out. Argentina doesn't like black people. Doesn't like, honestly, you could tell they don't like black people because look at their fucking team. There's not a single. Everybody else, you can see the effects of colonization. You can see the effects of transatlantic slave trade. Even with Spain, look at that. They got they most famous man. That's a black man, right? Argentina though, all in the Argentina in smack dab in South America ain't got no niggas. That's by design, and that's because Argentina racist as fuck. And I didn't know that Messi was a part of Argentina. And I'm so sorry. Messi. I cannot. My kids, I have to get rid of your t-shirts because I don't fuck with Argentina. They don't fuck with niggas. I can't fuck with you. So therefore, my son cannot support you no more. He got to support Spain. I will now be supporting Spain. I was supporting all the black people teams. But seeing as I don't know if they're I didn't really watch the World Cup, truthfully. But I know that once I found out that Argentina was racist, I said, yeah, I want them to lose. And then I didn't know. I thought Messi was on Spain. That's why I was like, why? That's why I thought he was with Spain. Because see, that's how much I don't know about football. Then I found out he was Argentina. And now I got to take my shirt back. Because I'm sorry, your country racist as fuck, bro. Which, are you racist? Exactly. It begs these questions that I don't like. I don't like the fact that you have a big nigga. It's like you do shit. You know what you're doing. And that's how I know there ain't no black people up there because I just know for a fact if there was at least 7 black people that existed in Argentina, that never would have been a thing because all 7 of them would have got together and made hell. Would have raised hell, Big Nigga Burger. What the fuck, BNB? I can't tell you how to run your country, Argentina, but I can tell you that this is why nobody likes y'all bitch ass. This is why you ain't never gonna prosper. And this is why when y'all go to the Olympics, y'all are going to lose. And this is why when you go up against Spain again, you gonna lose. Bad. Right? Everybody is united on the front that Argentina cannot win. Right? And if you are not united on the front that Argentina can't win and you happen to look like me, don't make me take your card. Don't make me put your name in the system. I will flag it. I will flag your name in the system and I will vote that bitch. Don't ask me how I know. Don't ask me how I got it, but I got it. Don't. I don't give a fuck about no messing. We don't support countries that play in black people's faces 24/7. And every person that I seen on TikTok who's traveled to Argentina said the same thing. They fucking racist. They fucking suck. So I'm just really irritated by that. Like, how dare you? Like, how dare you? Like, y'all, like I said, it's obsessed. We live in their minds rent free all the motherfucking time. Cause how you there are so many names you could have come up with that with the burger. I don't even understand why we need a burger that is black. Like the buns are black. I don't understand why we need that. It's cause the delectable Negro. Right? It's cause the cultural memory of your people is cannibalizing others, right? So it makes sense that when you make a burger joint, deep down, the cultural memory that's subconsciously in you, the epigenetics of your ancestors' DNA is there. And it said, that's what came forward. It said, eat a burger, eat a nigger. That's what I heard. It said, eat a nigger. And then your brain couldn't like have that come out loud because like that's wrong, right? Well, not even that wrong because you live in Argentina. So honestly, it went from being a subconscious thought to a conscious thought. Like subconsciously, you want to eat. That's what you want to eat. You want to eat us. That's what's happening. That's what your brain's telling you subconsciously. We cannibals. We must colonize. We must eat them. But because I think it's called like the ego, super ego. It's like your id, like your basic primal instinct. That was the id talking. That's the cultural id of their memory, right? That was the id talking and said, I want to eat a black person. Then the ego, super ego said, can't do that. I mean, you can, but that's a lot of work. And like, we go to jail. So like, we can't do that. So then the ego and everything found an appropriate way to let the cannibalism of black people manifest itself appropriately. And that is in the form of making the burgers black and then eating them. I see the black skin, so I'm pretending I'm eating it. I'm pretending that's what's happening. You can look at me, I'm crazy all you want. That's exactly why he did that. That's exactly why he created Big Nigga Burger. Right? And that's exactly why, hold on a second, let me ask. Is Big Nigga Burger only available in Argentina? Yeah. It is only located in Argentina because they know for a goddamn fact they would have bring that shit outside of Argentina, that shit would be burned down immediately. You bring that shit over here to America. Go ahead. Actually, yeah, go ahead. Come on. Come on. Bring it to America. Come on. Put a sign up, say, Big Nigga Burger coming soon. Go ahead, do that. See how quickly it stands. Right? Right? I'm not going to tell you what to do in your country because you're all racist as shit. So congratulations that you're still being racist as shit. All I know is fuck you. Fuck you. And I hope you lose the World Cup. And I hope the owner of Big Nigga Burger, I hope whoever you with, I hope they cheat on you. And then I hope that, matter of fact, actually, yeah, I hope that they cheat on you. And then if they're able to get pregnant, I hope that they get pregnant and convince you that it's your baby. And then you end up raising it. And then the baby, I don't hope the baby comes out black because you're going to terrorize it. So no, I don't want it to come out black, but I want it to come out. And then you think that's your baby. And then only to find out on your deathbed that the lady tells you, oh, by the way, this is not your, like, you're about to die though. But like the lady, the person tells you, this is not your baby. It's somebody else's baby. And then like and then to add insult to injury, because I know since y'all are racist, y'all believe in the one drop rule. So like, even though the baby don't look like it, it is, because like she found out that like the person that she did it with was like had a little bit of black in them. So then she tells you on your deathbed, yeah, the baby's not yours and you've been raising a black man's child. And then he just dies from the shock. But he can't change his will because he's dead. So the kid get everything. Right? That's one wish for you. The other wish is that like you never find peace. There's no peace. Every time you wake up in the middle of the night to go potty, I hope you stub your toe on the corner. Like the little wall, I hope you like right between your pinky and your other toe, I hope boom, the wall hit right in between there and it break it in 7 different places. And then like every time you know, they give you like a little cast or whatever, but like every time you go to like get the cast taken off because it's healed, the same thing happens again. But instead of it being a bathroom door, it's like the door going inside of a mire, or the door inside of going inside of like a Jewel Osco. And even if you have shoes on, it breaks your toes every time. Like I want you to always break your toes. Right? And then like every single time you go to start your car, I hope your alternator dies. And then every time you go to like replace it, you get a faulty one and you have to keep replacing it. Yeah. That's what I wish for you. Mm-hmm. I also wish you prolapse, anal, rosebud. I wish that for you. Mm-hmm. Also, I wish that like every single time. Yeah, I also wish you just all types of inconveniences in life. Like I hope your batteries for your remote always die. I hope your car radio stays malfunctioning. I hope your sunroof malfunctions in the middle of rainy season and like it floods your car. I hope if you are married, she takes you for everything that you're worth. Yeah, I wish you nothing but misery, because why would you do that? That's just disrespectful. So I'm going to be disrespectful. If there's no one praying on your downfall, sir, I died. Me, from across the pond, is wishing you nothing but misery. Me and my ancestors. So, good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Who's next? DJ Sent the God. D Sent the God. That girl that be with the strumming on the goddamn key with the guitar. There you go. That girl that be strumming with the guitar. So there was a young lady that got on here earlier in the week and talked about how her baby's father, talking about he don't want to be with her no more, and she just had a baby, and like just being upset and in the throes of postpartum and talking about how difficult it's been. And I liked the video, and I was gonna talk about the video on my TikTok, but like then I think other people were like responding to it. And so then specifically what made me talk about this girl right here is because Ruthia, and I'm so sorry if I pronounced her name wrong. I'm so sorry. But she had made, I seen it on Threads, she had made a Stitch in that girl's video talking about, girl, what the fuck? And she said respectfully, I'm going to keep it real. Disrespectfully, girl, what the fuck? Right? Because what her video was her saying, this is why I say that you need to be a wife. Because if you are a wife, it's cheaper to keep her. He won't leave. It costs a lot for him to leave. That's why you got to stop having babies with people who don't want to be your husband. Because that's going to save you from the fuck shit that men do. Because he's not going to want to leave you because it's cheaper to keep her. Yeah, somebody who was a wife when I had them kids. What the fuck are you talking about? Like somehow, like there is no, let me be very clear, there is no safety when it comes to being with a man. There's no safety really when it comes to being in a relationship. And by safety, I mean that everything will go 100% right and nothing will ever go wrong and it will all be perfect. No such thing as that when you're in a relationship. Zero. Right? Especially when it comes to men. It does not matter if you did marry that man. It does not matter if you did not marry that man. That man being a fuck nigga is entirely dependent upon him, right? And men will lie. Men will trick you. They will present something that is not there, make you think that it is there, get you in a compromising position, right? Only to turn the lights on and, ooh, it's the boogeyman. But now you're in a compromising position, right? And so now, because you loved the image that they had sold you and you touched it and you thought it was real, now you're here trying to make it work, right? Only for that man to then tell you, actually, I don't want you. I don't want you at all. And the way that men are so rude in the way that they do this, because I was about 5 months postpartum with my son, and me and that man was arguing over we'll talk about it another time. Point is, like, it was like a scam situation. Like, I almost got scammed when I was working with, at the time when I was working with one of the delivery apps, that they had tried to like get into our account, and I was trying to like tell him to give me the passcode so I could get into the account because I logged in on my phone when we mainly stay logged in on his phone. And it turns to this whole argument, right? And we got off the argument. He did, because that was what he was good at. But like, he got off of what we were actually arguing about, and then proceeded to call me fat, disgusting, nasty. I never liked your stupid ass. I never wanted you. I just had a baby. You just had your second baby, and then here you go, fucking with my goddamn brain. And that shit fucked with me. Even though the next day he said, "I'm so sorry, I didn't mean it." Da, da, da. Never, not again. And so that's why I say that, like, when y'all say these things about like the ways in which that you could protect yourself from a man, the only way you're gonna protect yourself from a man and the fuck shit that he may or may not do is by not getting with one. It's by staying single and abstinent and choosing to not partake. That's the only way you're gonna keep yourself safe from a man in dating, right? Because ain't no way a man literally could be the best man for 10, 15 years in a marriage and then wake up in then 10, 15 years and say, "I don't want this no more," and walk out. And now you stuck holding the bag. You stuck holding the purse, right? Completely changed. So like, your idea that this wouldn't have happened to her if she had just been his wife, because then he would have just been like, "Oh my God, I can't divorce her because it costs too much money." Mind you, a divorce with a regular divorce, this is just in my state, only costs about like $400. That's if you don't get a lawyer, right? If you don't have no house, like, this is quick, simple divorce, people. I'm talking about you. Yeah, you could have kids. You could have kids and still get this done quickly. But you don't have no properties. You don't have no assets that you have to split. So therefore, you would need a lawyer and stuff like that. You just going in, like, especially if you don't have no kids, keep it simple. We just get a divorce. It only costs, depending upon your state, about $400, right? That's not that fucking expensive, you dunce. But y'all don't know shit. So you get on here and you say shit because you need content, and then you put your whole goddamn foot in your mouth. Stupid. And my thing is, why would you even want to stay in a marriage with somebody or be with somebody who genuinely is only with you because it's too expensive to divorce her? That's that Tyler Perry logic. Y'all don't watch too many goddamn Tyler Perry videos. Y'all don't watch too many Women in the Black. Y'all don't watch too many Diary of Mad Black Women. You don't watch too many of them goddamn shows to sit here and that you're taking that goddamn logic and taking it as a sound fact. Like, yeah, it's fine that my husband hates me, but he ain't gonna divorce me. He's gonna emotionally abuse me because it's cheaper to keep me. Like, any woman that's in a marriage because a man has figured out that, like, oh yeah, it's cheaper to keep her, she's miserable. She hate that nigga. Because I promise you, that man is checked out. He's checked out. He probably checked out emotionally a long time anyway. But he checked out emotionally. The only thing he's doing is paying bills. But that woman hates him. And that's not a good marriage either. Y'all think that just because you got a fucking ring, that means you fucking won. And as somebody who got the fucking ring, I didn't win. You didn't win. I didn't win shit but a wet ass and 2 goddamn kids. Ooh, right? So I don't know what the fuck you mean when you say that shit. Stop telling these girls this stupid ass logic that like there are certain ways in which you can get a man that will keep you safe. Let me tell you something right now. Ain't nothing about being with a man ever gonna keep you safe, even if you get with a nice one. Because he could die tomorrow. He could become paralyzed. Now you got to work everything. Ain't no guarantee when it comes to a man. Ain't no guarantee when it comes to a relationship. Ain't nothing in this world promised. You ain't even promised a good life. You just promised a life. And not even that. Sometimes some of y'all only get a life for a day. You open your eyes and boop, gone. Right? Risking everything you do. But don't convince these girls that the only way that they should have kids with a man is if they're married to him. The only time that you should be having a kid is if you want to. That's it. If you can't see yourself raising a child by yourself, you don't need to be having no kids. And I'm going to keep it a buck. You don't. Because there is no guarantee when it comes to co-parenting. There's no guarantee that y'all are going to stay cordial forever. There's no guarantee that you're going to stay connected forever. There's no guarantee that he or you won't die before the child is old enough to take care of themselves. So if you can't imagine doing it on your own, no, don't have them kids. Don't have them kids. Don't have them kids. That's how you need to look at it. Not if you marry him, then you have kids. because that ain't gonna save you either. How many fucking housewives are on TikTok right now telling you about the fact that they was married and the nigga still said, hey, you, get the fuck out. So shutting up is free. And it irritated me, and I don't have no nice words because I get tired of y'all spewing that logic. And I don't know how old that girl is, but you too goddamn old to be spewing that dumbass shit. You too goddamn old to be spewing that foolish ass logic. That girls sit and look at y'all and then take that and internalize that shit and be like, yeah, you're right. That's why I'm never gonna have a kid. I'm never gonna have a kid until I get married. And I'm gonna be truthfully real. When it comes to you having a kid in marriage, outside of marriage, I don't care. Don't care about that shit either. Don't. Because guess what? It's all westernized dating standards anyway. Like, do I understand? I understand why marriage is a thing because, yes, a girlfriend cannot access things on a bank account. But I will tell y'all this. Y'all should, if you're not going to get married, there are ways for you to secure your partner through like different type of paperwork, especially like if you die, things of that nature, life insurance. There are ways for you to keep them covered in case something happens to you without being married. Now, I'm not going to tell you what those things are because, again, everyone's state is different. You need to Google the laws. But the point is, there's a way for y'all to, for all intents and purposes, for paperwork purposes, be married without being married. I'm just saying getting married is the easiest option to get to that instead of having to go through a lawyer to file out this paperwork and 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 pay, the different fees associated with it. That's all I'm going to tell y'all. That's it. If you don't want to get married, you don't want to get married. But if you going to stay with that man for the next 30 motherfucking years, girl, if you don't get yourself in order, go to a family lawyer in your state and talk to him and figure out what your options are. Because there are options. They don't tell y'all that, but there are options. That's what you need to do. But if you're going to have a baby, I'm not saying don't enjoy being with your partner. I'm not saying keep him out of the baby's life. I'm saying is that you need to understand that it could be you by yourself one day. And if you are not prepared for that, reality, I wouldn't do it. If you only want to have a child because it's supposed to be me and my partner, that ain't no reason. That's not a good enough reason to have a baby. It's not. Because your partner could die. Your partner could leave you. You could leave them. Like, you see what I'm saying? You have a kid because you want to have a kid and because you are able to take care of the kid, or there are resources and community programs to help you take care of the kid. But telling women that the only way to protect yourself from the fuckery of men is to wait till you get married because then he'll keep you because it's cheaper. That's a recipe for how we create a whole another generation of trad wives. Who then at 30 or 40 years old, getting on this goddamn internet, pressing that goddamn button, talking about I haven't been in the workforce since I was 21, and that was when I worked at Hollister. I don't have my degree because I had my daughter 6 months after I got married to him, and so then I did that, and then I got pregnant with my son a year after I had her, and then I got pregnant with the twins probably like 2 years after that. So I never really had time to get back into college and things of that nature to finish, right? And then pretty soon you get older and the kids are grown, and then he replaces you for a younger model, and now you don't have no job. You don't have no job that's really going to be able to give you access to the lifestyle that you was used to, right? And you SOL, right? And you could end up this way whether you marry him or not. Because, like I said, a lot of y'all are doing the whole, cohabitating. Like, y'all together, but you're not together. You act like a married couple, but you're not a married couple. Y'all do that anyway. So, like, that's all I'm saying. If you want to have a kid because you want to have a kid and because it's the right time. You can, you know what I mean? You can, like, actually give the child a quality of life, stuff like that. That is when you should be having kids. Not only because I need a partner to do so. Y'all got to get out of that mindset. I don't know how many women have gotten on here and told y'all many a times that, like, just because you got a man in the home don't mean it's a quality man in the home. Don't mean he actually helping you. How many women are married and are single mothers themselves? So, like I said, But what do I know? I'm just a girl sitting in her corner, talking shit, being irritated. His name happens to be Capri. Thank you so much for sitting with me, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and you can also follow me on my other social media platforms at Capri's Corner. It's either Capri's Corner on Facebook. It is Capri's Corner on Facebook, and on Threads, it's Capri's Corner 1, both with a C, right? Thank you so much for sitting with me.